Alright guys, it is Luis. Today I want to talk about one thing that I know has crossed every Blender user's mind at some point, and that is, should you buy HardOps? And can you use HardOps alone? And I want to say quickly that yes, you can to both. So what I want to do here is just quickly show off a few of the ways that I use HardOps in my normal workflow. So let's not waste any more time, and as always, let's get creative. Alright, so we have a hard surface kind of shape object here. We're just working with some different shapes and add-ons, trying out different things here, but that's besides the point. So we want to get into some of the things that we use HardOps for in all of our modeling here. So HardOps essentially is just a simple kind of panel for all of your operations, kind of modifiers, mesh tools, different things that you need, kind of all packaged into one. It definitely does also have some functionality that you would not find in native Blender as well. But everything that you kind of find yourself normally needing inside of your modeling workflow can probably be found inside this panel. If not, you can also add it, to your quick favorites, because you access this panel with the Q button as well. So you just simply press Q. And one of the things that we can always do, that I always use HardOps for, is the sharpen feature. You can also do a C sharp or an interactive sharp, which is an auto smooth. And you can also use this to apply weighted normals. And this is simply by using any type of modifying key press on your keyboard along with your left mouse button. You hold the Alt key, press Q, sharpen, hit Alt. You'll get a weighted normal. As you can see, we've got weighted normal modifier here. All right, so one of the other things we can do is obviously we can add in a bevel, and you can, add a bevel modifier on there. It's gonna tear up my geometry here. And if you're in edit mode, one of the things I love to actually use this for, believe it or not, is to actually mark sharps. So if you head into edge modes, got a lot of sharps here, but say for instance, we want to mark that sharp, you go ahead and press Q. And as you can see there, we have mark sharp, and that's an easy one. All right, so we're gonna go into face mode, and we're going to select this face. And here's another operation I use this for all the time. And this is going to be curve extract. And once you go into curve extract, you can convert these edges to a curve. And as you can see here, this is great for creating pipes or any kinds of kind of outlining. I like to use this. And then one of the other operations inside of HardOps that I really love to use is going to be your EM macro. And if you go into EM macro, hit Alt, this will give you a panel face. And this is great, especially if you can't inset properly. You go ahead and use the Alt M macro. I use that function all the time. And there is one more thing that we use HardOps for, and that is to add a camera and a turntable in one click. Simply, so what we want to do here is we want to set up the view that we want to have in our viewport. Go ahead, hit Q. We're going to go to settings here, go into viewport, and we're going to add a camera. And as you can see, we've got our camera here. Let's zoom this out just a bit. And we've got our turntable already set up for us. So just like that. So these are really, really, really easy to use and essential functions that you should have for Blender. And one of the other things we can always use this for is the array modifier. And this thing is absolutely incredible. So I just hit Control there to just go ahead and array this whole thing. But as you can see, you can create objects on your array, and all you simply have to do is just press X if you want to change your axis there. And this thing is really, really simple to use, and you just simply scroll your mouse, X, scroll your mouse, and of course you can go into different arrays, radial, etc. But just essentially that's all you need to do. We have a lot of our functions and things inside of this panel here. So we have our sharpens, you have your mirror modifier, bevel, edge manager, things you're kind of looking for. But one of the other things that I love to use this for, if I go into operations, I can clear all sharps. But what I always like to use this for is to clean mesh. So let me head into edit mode so we can see this a little bit better here. I'm gonna select all, then we're gonna hit Q, and I'm gonna go into operations, clean mesh. And as you can see, it has cleaned up all of that topology almost perfectly, and just kind of cleaned up all that extra topology, some of those extra edge loops, etc. in there. So it's a really useful tool. So you can see we've got some things in there, put some lines in there, some cuts to kind of hold in some of that shading there. And you can also use HardOps to go ahead and add your kind of normal modifiers that you want to use, those frequent ones we all kind of use. Was it shrink wrap, subdivision, symbols of form, screw, array, all those things are kind of just right there very easily for you to access there. And one of the other things that I love to use HardOps for is this is a really easy one. But I do use HardOps to add materials to my objects. I do have the key. So if you select anything you want to add a material to, you can simply hit Alt and M in object mode and in edit mode. Press Q, material, add blank material. Or what we can do here is we can go Q and let's just hover over this for a second. And this gives us a few different options here to add. And the one that I wanted to mention is the shift. And if we hold shift as we left click this, we will get a glass material here. Got that nice little glass material that we just put on there. Or we can do the same thing here, just face mode, Q, material, shift, pop back in object. But as you can see, HardOps is just really a bunch of functions that we need to be able to access all the time. And the more familiar you get with this, the more repetitive that you make these tasks, the easier and the more time that you save. I can't explain how valuable it has been to save the amount of time, and also learning hard surface modeling while using these add-ons. I highly recommend to anyone who is new, as I am no hard surface expert, but what I can tell you is using the proper add-ons and learning the problems that users face when creating the kind of things that you want to create, understanding how you can fix those, how to tackle all those problems before they come up to you. That is the best way to learn modeling, in my opinion. So that's it for this one. I wanted to make this one quick for all of you who may be on the fence about purchasing HardOps. And if you are on the fence, I highly recommend purchasing HardOps. And if you want to, go ahead and grab it with Boxcutter, as it is a really, really good value. And I will have something coming up soon on how to use the two of those together. And the link will be down in the description on how to pick up these add-ons. And if you purchase from that link, it will directly help our channel, as we do receive an affiliate commission. So let me know down in the comments below if you are using HardOps, if you use Boxcutter, whatever you're using for your workflow. Please let me know so I can check it out, maybe add it into mine. And as always, until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.